Yo, hello guys. Anybody can hear me? Yeah, can anybody? Yep. Okay, so I'll turn the sound down. Cool. Right. Hey. All right. So I'm online now. I should be here. Yeah. So hi, guys. Hey, people. How's it all going? I hope you're all well. It is 22:59, a minute early. Oh well. Okay. Cool. Um, let's see if anybody more. Let's see if any more comes up. I'll put the link up on chat. Put the link on there. Let's see. Dooby. Okay. Just going to see if any more people turn up for this. Hopefully. We'll see. No, that's terrible, Dawn. I didn't see that. So, how is everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Just see if anybody else turns up. Let's see there. Let's see if this goes or is it a bust. Raindrops keep falling on my head. The weather here hasn't been good. I wasn't too sure if I was going to be online today. I was having problems with the internet, so I don't know. Let's hope it all stays about because there's supposed to be storms coming. Ah. Okay, thank you very much, Liz. It's very greatly appreciated. See if anybody else turns up. I was hoping Vic. Just seeing. Let's give it. We'll give it like an hour or something. Being yeah, see if anybody else wants to come in and that. Well, there's 3 people. Hey. So yeah, so this we're talking about our ghost reel, and if you've got a ghost story, come up and we'll chat about it and take it from there. Because it's Halloween, you know, you've got to do a bit of the Halloween stuff, haven't you? Well, that's up to them. I'm not going to say nothing. You know. Um, well, we'll give it a few minutes, see if anybody else turns up, and take it from there. Really. Oh dear, I hate this. Having problems with my computer. Need a new computer. And the internet's been playing up and everything else. I well, a bit of skepticism is very much fine. Actually, I don't mind a bit of skepticism. It's up to people what they believe or not. I'm not here to say take away anybody's things, but if you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. If you do, you do. But it is a bit disappointing when you see that just that one thing in there. And I really hate this talking to myself too. I feel like I'm talking to myself at the moment, which I really don't like. It just feels strange, a bit weird. I suppose that's how DJs feel, when you're on the radio. Okay, but cool, mate. Cool. Brilliant. Well, you get ready, mate. Take your time. See, that's the thing. You got to remember, the Bible was written for man by man, and God tells everybody the Bible says everybody's got a soul, so and we all ascend to heaven. So, and also I must mention ghosts and spirits in the Bible too. You can have a look at this up. Mm. Yeah, it's not the one I'm going to do. This, to be fair, I'm not going to question anybody's beliefs or anything like that. If you believe in the Bible, you believe in the Bible. If you believe in the Quran, you believe in the Quran. And if you believe in the Book of Mormon, you believe in the Book of Mormon. Is I'm not there to discuss these little points with them. I'm just here to have a bit of fun for today. We'll have a chat, hear some ghost stories, hopefully, then take it from there. Oh, and if you believe in the Torah too. Sorry, I should have mentioned the Torah. Oh, well, he's getting he's getting ready, so just it's a waiting game, innit? Waiting game, see he comes in. Hey Kirsten, how are you doing, my babe? I hope you're well. It is ghost stories today, Kirsten. We're doing ghost stories. So if you get any good ghost stories, or if you believe in spirits, today's the day we're going to talk about it. Or have you seen a spirit too? That's another good one. Have you seen any ghosts? You know, that's important. Yeah, so just wait and see if a few more people turn up. Then we can start this properly. Wait and see if Vic comes up. He's going to come up on panel, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It's there, the StreamYard's there. Yeah, I think that's my case of most people. It's definitely a case of most people. The more skeptical, skeptical than believers. Some people go, "I'll see it if I believe it. If I see it, I'll believe it." Well, some people just dismiss it altogether, and some people to believe. No. Skeptics are more than welcome. It's a point. It's been no point having everybody agreeing. So, would you like to see a ghost, Kirsten? Or what would your reaction be if you seen one? And that's not a faulty wire there, Kirsten. That's definitely not a faulty wire. Faulty wire, they don't do that. You find they works on different boards, electric boards. Slightly freaked out. Yeah, that would freak. To be fair, that would freak me out if I heard anything. If I had a TV, it turned itself on, then I've turned all the volume up. Yeah, that is a bit freaky. I'd be more freaked out by that than I would actually seeing somebody. Definitely, because that's interfering in your life. Like, okay, so we've got Vic up here.
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
Bonjour, sir. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, bro. Doing good.
Good.
Yep. Just got back. Picked up my son, and I'm now settled in. So the time change that
Yeah.
you guys have had help me out. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're discussing right in the chat. There was discussing Kirsten. Kirsten said she's a skeptic about this type of thing.
Okay.
But she did have a TV that would turn itself on, then turn the volume all the way up. Now I know that she said I don't know if it was a loose wire, and I said it's definitely not a loose wire.
No, I don't think so.
No, because they work on different boards. The on switch and the volume.
Right.
Or they should work in different boards.
The TV turn itself on. So, I actually have 4 different stories and encounters, but I'll tell a quick story that kind of goes along with the one that she's telling, if you don't mind. It's pretty quick.
Okay, go quick. Yep, quick.
Yeah. So this was with my now ex-wife before we were married, and we were.
No, sorry, Vic. No, yeah. Definitely not a bad fuse, neither, Kirsten. But okay, carry on.
Anyway, yeah. So we were. It was late at night. We were laying in bed, and we started talking about one other story that I have for later that she was there, but didn't really experience any of it. And then another story that I had, and she was telling me how she didn't believe it. She thought, she doesn't believe, ghosts aren't real, and I'm like, man, I'm telling you, this is, what happened. This is what I felt this other time. And we had one of those, or I had, because she was it was at my place at the time, one of those kind of stand-up lights with the little twisty thing, and then you can adjust the brightness of the bulb.
Yeah.
And so while we're having this discussion, and she's adamant that, you know, spirits and ghosts and these things do not exist, that light, and I heard it, and I want to preface this for most of my stories. I was not intoxicated at the time.
Okay.
We heard the click, and the brightness of the bulb went all the way up.
Wow.
And I can tell you this: she was convinced.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was terrified, man. She was terrified.
Well,
You
I
know.
could tell you a ghost story from my past when I was younger. Um, like my dad was in the army, and I was must have been only about. Well, this is a story my mum told me, so I can only go by what my mum told me. So we're in the room, we're sleeping as babies. We don't remember any of this, and suddenly you got my dad was in the army. He was a sorry, my dad was a chef, and he was a chef for the guards depot. You know the guys who guard do the you see them do trooping of the colour and wear the big bear skins. So you had to be a certain height at that point. So these are pretty tall, massive guys. And the babysit. So one of them was babysitting, and we were supposed to woke up crying. And my brother said, "There's a man at the door. There's a man at the door." And they tried to unlock the door, and they couldn't get the door. The guard tried to smash down the door. He couldn't smash down the door. They tried to they managed to get the key to slide under the door because the door lock was locked. Couldn't open the door, and my mum got a Bible and supposed to have read a passage from the Bible, and the door just suddenly came open and got out. And the bloke who was thinged, I mean, these are hardened soldiers. They're supposed to have they served in Northern Ireland, you know, at that time, and other operations. And they said they would never be going to that house again, and they'll never babysit us ever again because of that. He said there was something evil in that house, apparently.
Yeah, the reading of the Bible verses
Yeah.
is interesting. You know.
But these are, like I said, these were the soldier who's got them. They're not small guys. They're the old fashioned because this is like in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to be over a certain height. Because obviously, for a guard, you've got to be tall. You've got to look big and strong. You know.
Oh yeah. Hey man, there's not a lot of things that I'm afraid of, but I will say that ghosts and spirits are one because how big you are, whatever weapons you have, it don't really matter.
Yeah.
Can't hit them, you can't shoot them, you can't. I mean, what are you gonna? I mean, so. No, I get it. It's a very humbling experience.
Yeah, I mean, let's reading what Kirsten's saying. I've been standing in my kitchen in house where I live now, and I felt like someone grabbed the back of my arm, turned around, and no one's there. I believe in sometimes that could be like just somebody letting you know that they're there. Were you going through a bad time? Were you going through a bad time at that moment there, Kirsten? Because sometimes I believe that the spirits have got a way of letting us know that they're there and they're just there to help you or guide you.
Right. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about, a little bit the other day, you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, about why these things happen. I think it's pretty interesting. I do believe that sometimes it's a comfort thing, like you said. Maybe if you're going through a bad time and just know that you're not alone. I could tell the other story I was telling you again, but I think we're kind of on the same wavelength, and maybe
Yeah.
there was some kind of warning, there from either someone from my past or someone, from the house. And Kristen says she wasn't drinking either. Yeah, I always like to preface that. That's the first thing whenever I tell them, yeah, you were just drunk. Yeah, I saw all kinds of crazy shit when I was drunk, man. I used to not believe in pink elephants. I started seeing those. Now, no, no, but so I always try to, preface my
No,
I wasn't loaded.
Yeah. I just think, want to know, were you going through a tough time at that moment there, Kirsten? Because sometimes when you go through a tough time, we feel like we need somebody to be there, and sometimes it's either our bodies, which is true, or either our minds that knows now there's somebody there, or there's actually a physically presence just saying, "Look, we're there for you."
Right. Yeah, Liz was saying she thinks she's heard her name called out. I mean, that's
Yeah. That's no good, is it? Bloody hell, Kirsten.
I used to watch Haunted Places.
Was it code is 666?
Well,
okay, so I'm not going to give the details on where I live. So I'm going to say I'm near. We've all watched the original Omen, haven't we?
Yeah.
I am near the cathedral. It was in the Omen, the original Omen. When he drives up to the church at the beginning. Like how many drinks do you need? Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
My uncle, who's passed away now, always used to swear they used to see my aunt's aunt at the door every time when you've been drinking, and she'd been passed away for a few years. Native Americans used to take substances so they could feel like they can enter the spirit world. It was part of their ritual.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So maybe drinking, maybe a correlation, maybe something correlation between drinking and doing some stuff and seeing things that you've entered this sort of realm. It's got you relaxed enough so you can see into that realm.
Yeah, I mean, could be.
I'm not saying everybody should do it to get drunk.
Right. Right. No, I got you. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, she was talking about, taking, mushrooms or LSD and trying to use that to get to, a different, state of mind and that, and that kind of thing.
Oh dear, because it's haunted you already. Internet going crazy. Well, reset it, and if you come back, you're always welcome back here, my love. Or part of Paul's babes. You can't forget Paul's babes.
The ghosts, man, they're getting to her.
The ghosts of Paul's babes. How was that? Yeah. So, if anybody's got like another ghost story they want to share, me and Vic have shared one. If anybody's got another ghost story,
I got 4. But I mean, if hopefully somebody else will come up. I'd like to hear more stuff.
Come up. I'll just put a thing on the chat, and I'll put the StreamYard up, and Okay, Kirsten. Well,
it looks like a spirit has entered her thing because it's spamming the chat. Spamming the chat.
Has the spirit giving you the willies, Kirsten? We're supposed to be good here. We're not supposed to be okay.
Well, when I first was listening to you guys, or I guess I was listening to you, Paul, and you were commenting on some of the things people were saying, as far as skeptics and those kind of things. For me, I'm not trying to convince anybody. You know what I mean? I'm just telling I know a lot of people think it's crazy. In fact, I was just telling my son. I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be on a panel right now. I got to tell a couple ghost stories." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Ghost?" I was like, "Yeah, I've seen a ghost." And he's like, "All right, Dad, whatever, man." And I get it. Some people don't believe, but for me, I mean, it's what I've experienced. You know what I mean? And if other people, tell me things that they've experienced, that maybe I try to believe them. So sometimes if it's a
Yeah.
little bit out there, you know what I mean. But I'm not trying. I don't want to start a whole religious discussion, but I kind of look at it the same way I do as my spirituality, right? I mean, I've
Mhm.
experienced things, and it's what I believe, and I'm not trying to convince you, but I'll tell my story, and if you're interested in hearing it, and then kind of go from there. I kind of look
Yeah.
at it the same way with this. I mean, I'm not going to tell these stories and figure somebody's be like, "Oh yeah, now I believe because Vic saw a ghost." You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
interesting to tell, man. And I think, like I said, like with my ex-wife, she got convinced pretty quick. you know. And again, can you explain it away with something else? I mean, maybe, but it was the click, because it had this click when you turn it on, and it was just like I was like, "Did you hear that?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah." I heard. And she was all like freaked out, man.
Mm.
And she's like, "All right, I believe, leave us alone." And
Well,
I was like, "But that's what happens."
yeah. I mean, I come from a spiritual family. My family, my mum's side, totally believe in ghosts and spirits, and I
Right?
think my dad's side does too.
Yeah, mine
They've
did too.
seen a few
Mine did
things, and
too.
yeah,
Mine did too. Mine,
my mum,
mine were very
and
superstitious too.
yeah, my mum and her sisters and that used to go to mediums and go to
Yeah.
spiritualist church. You know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my family they were very Catholic.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
they, they,
my
and they
mum's side was my mum's side was brought up a Catholic because her dad was a Catholic.
and yeah, they were, like I said, they were very superstitious. The whole Friday the
Hmm.
13th, Black Cat, walk under ladder. I mean, they had all kinds of crazy stuff. Especially
Oh,
my
I
mom, man. She was
yeah.
really into all that kind. And the one that my dad would like freak out about, and I don't. It was a superstitious thing, but I think it was also a religious thing because for him, the way he was raised, any bread was considered um, like the body of Christ. It wasn't just a host. It was any bread.
Yeah.
So you never threw bread away. If you had like bread that went bad, you put it out for animals. If uh, if bread was put out, like you went to a restaurant and the bread was upside down, like he would immediately turn it over. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a weird. So I grew up with some kind of weird stuff that I don't
Hmm.
necessarily didn't. I didn't necessarily bring into my adulthood with me,
Well,
but
I've got my own superstitions I follow. I mean, if I see a magpie, I've got to salute it and say good morning or good afternoon or good evening 3 times
hmm.
every time I see a magpie. I think that's a British thing mostly.
Do you see a lot of magpies?
Yeah, yeah, we get a lot of magpies over here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, I know but like about the local legends and stuff here too. There's lots of because you're talking about America is such a young country.
Right.
Um,
Oh, spilling salt and throwing it over your shoulder. That
yeah,
was
I
another
do
one.
that. I do that. Cast the salt in the devil and cast the salt into the devil's
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah. That was another one.
Yep.
I
Always
always
say
thought I
bless.
always I always thought walking under a ladder was just a bad idea. You know,
Yeah,
good luck,
yeah.
bad. Somebody could drop something on your head. I mean, all kinds of shit. To me, that was more, or breaking a mirror. That was like, I don't know, what was it,
7 years bad luck. Yep,
7 years
7 years bad
bad
luck. Yeah.
luck.
Don't cry over spilt milk. Um,
Yeah, yeah. There was always That's a
yeah,
Catholic belief of.
yeah. So every time I spill salt, I've got to chuck it a bit over my shoulder.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. So those
when
were
you
just superstitions
when you
that
see
they had.
sneeze, you're supposed to say bless you because that's the devil coming out.
Hmm.
But
Anyway, we're getting a little off topic on the superstitious. But my point about it was I was kind of agreeing that that my family was the same way. They believed in. Liz mentioned ghosts and demons and all that. I mean, I don't know if our ghosts or spirits. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure if there's a difference. I mean, in what I believe in. I mean, I've never been involved in a situation where anything like bad happened, kind of like what you're talking about, like a poltergeist or somebody throwing stuff around the room or anything like that. Now there was a haunted. I used to live not that far from what's considered a very haunted Toys R Us up in San Jose. That's a pretty. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. That's a pretty famous.
No.
Pretty famous.
Okay.
Lure in the Bay Area. The haunted.
Welcome Kirsten back.
Oh, Kirsten is back.
Everything cushy now. Everything sorted. Sorry, English talk there. You don't understand what cushy is. No, it's everything okay now. It's very hard because sometimes I forget I'm talking to Americans, and I'll slip into English slang, like that, and cushy means good. So that's cushy. That is. Oh yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Good. Yeah, it's just a little bit of slang there. Yeah. Where I live, there's lots of obviously England. England and Scotland, Wales, and Ireland Northern Ireland now are all part of the olden countries in Europe, and they've had people colonize, and obviously we all colonized by different tribes. We're not getting into the histories and stuff like that, and we're from the medieval times where mostly ghosts were mentioned, I think. But I can tell there's a story. This comes from a place called. Have you ever heard of York, Vic?
Sure.
Okay, so York is a really, really old city. Foundations lie way before the Romans too. There was people living in that area. So a guy this has been documented in the papers and all that too. So a guy was downstairs in this basement, and he was painting. He was decorating the basement, and while he was painting, he heard this noise. Damn, Kirsten, you need to get your internet sorted out, my love. Damn. Well, try resetting it again. If it comes to, I had to do it a couple of times myself this evening. So reset it and see if you come back again. So when the guy was painting this basement, he heard this noise, and he didn't know what it was. Then he heard this noise coming closer to him. He thought, this is going to be a bit weird now. Then as he was getting closer, he recognized the sound of men's feet coming towards him. And at that point, he was getting a bit, well, what do you do? What do I do? So he was painting there. He was doing his painting, and he was there. And he kept on hearing it. And then suddenly, he said he's seen a whole Roman legion just march through the basement. Now, this guy was just a decorator, and he gave full details on what this Roman legion was wearing, and it was carrying, and it just marched straight through this basement. All these ghost Romans. And they got a story proper. They got like a good historian in, and he explained the uniform. And the historian corroborated with him, and he said yes. What those Roman soldiers wore would have been what they wore in York on that day. But you imagine there, you're doing your painting, you're sitting there doing your painting there, then suddenly this entire just Roman legion just walks by you. He wasn't drinking.
Right. Okay.
He wasn't drinking. He wasn't taking any drugs. He was just doing his work and this legion. And what made the best of it, the house was based where there was a Roman road.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's not a good day.
No, I mean, anytime you see something like that, man. It's startling for sure.
I would hope he was wearing brown trousers at the time. Because if they weren't brown before, trust me, if that was me, they would have been brown.
Yeah, because you're talking. I mean, yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, just a group of spirits just passing through. Yeah.
Les anywhere is old enough over here to be part of the Roman occupation. Anywhere in England and Wales, even a bit of Scotland. But you're there painting away, la di da di da da da. Look at that! I'm a bit of a Picasso. I am painting away. Going, oh, that looks good. Then suddenly you hear the stories. You're like, oh, that's a bit fucking weird, isn't it? And it just like I said, this entire Roman legion just went straight past him, horses and all. Everybody,
Wow.
And he became a bit of a mini celebrity actually for that time.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's also haunted battlefields too. I'd love to go to Gettysburg. How many soldiers to a legion? I don't know, Liz. I need to find that up. But it's not a small amount.
I was going to say probably quite a few, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. And with all the equipment they have been carrying, it would have made a bit of noise. Because they'd be carrying a shield, sword, pullum, helmet, armor, rations.
Yeah, you're talking about horses and just all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, just marching over you. Yeah, anyway, so I'd like to go to Gettysburg. Reason why, because I've been looking on the old YouTube. I mean, this is one of my interests. I do like American Civil War. I don't know why, but there's something about the American Civil War. I think that's what birthed America. The War of Independence was like the contraception. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The birth. The American Civil War made America. But I'd just like to go into Gettysburg because, hey, Kirsten's back there, Vic. I would love to go to Gettysburg because I've heard so many stories about Gettysburg. I've seen so many stories. I've heard them too. They got a guy who went round and he was there, and you can honestly hear the cannon fire from Gettysburg. You can still hear it. I've seen some of the videos, the ghost videos. The ghost videos do look a bit strange. I'm a bit skeptical about some of those stories, the videos they put out, because modern day videos, modern day video and modern day editing, you can edit it and it looks pretty realistic, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But the sounds and I'd just like to go there.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of places, but I've not been there. But it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. But I could tell you about the only spirits ever officially recorded. Maybe let me have a look. Okay. I've got to have a look at this because this is about the English Civil War. And there's Okay, so Edge Hill, the Battle of Edge Hill. There's a so after the battle, either side went their way. You know, I think the royalists lost that battle. Shame, I should really know that. Anyway, so after the battle, it was recorded that people kept on it was recorded that people's they so I'm going to read what it says. Okay, so let's read what it says. Okay, so this is from history here. So it said the Battle of Edge Hill Ghost in England's most haunted battlefield. It tells you a bit of the battle. You don't need to know that. So anyway, it was a one-off battle, and it was the start of the war. So the royalists were left the thing. So this is what it says: the Earl of Essex and Charles I may have moved on, but they left behind a trail of bloodshed and upheaval. Corpses littered the fields and were tossed into mass graves, and those who survived were pretty much ruined and became dependent on local charity. One royalist's account of Keenton stated, the Earl of Essex left behind him in the village 200 miserable Maine soldiers without any relief or money or surgeons, probably crying out upon the villainy of those who corrupted them. So it also says a report was commissioned by Charles I to report on the remarkable rumours that reached him. On Saturday, which was in Christmas time, between 12 and 1 of the clock in the morning. I like that one of the clock, not 1 o'clock. 1 of the clock in the morning. This is Oldie English. Was heard by some shepherds the first sound. Was heard by some shepherds first sound of drums afar, and off the noise of soldiers giving out their last groans, at which they were amazed stood still until it seemed by the nearness of the noise to approach them, and at which, too much affrighted, they sought to withdraw fast, as they possibly could. But then a great vision in the sky of strange and portentous apparitions of two jarring and contrary armies. The same incorporeal soldiers that made those clamours and the clattering of arms and noise of cannons and ensigns displaying and drums beating, muskets going off and cannons discharging and horses neighing and cries of soldiers and the two armies. Pell-mell to it they went. So amazing and terrifying, the poor men, that they could not believe that they were mortal or give credit to their eyes or ears. Run away they durst not, for fear of being prey to those inferior soldiers. And so they, with much fear and affright, stayed to behold the success of the business. After 3 hours of fighting, the apparitions vanished into the night sky, and the shepherds made their haste to Keenton, where they woke up Mr. Wood. Well, you always like to wake up with Mr. Wood, don't you? Mr. Wood was a justice of his peace and his neighbour, Mr. Marshall, the minister. And the following night, all substantial inhabitants of that and the neighbouring parishes drew thither, where about half an hour after their arrival on Sunday, being Christmas night, appeared the same tumultuous warlike manner, and the two adverse armies fighting with great spite and spleen as formerly, and soon departed the gentlemen and all the spectators, much terrified of those visions of horror, withdrew themselves to their houses and besieging God to defend them from those hellish and prosperous enemies. Over the coming weeks, there were so many sightings by the villagers of Keating that the news of spectres reached King Charles, who was based in Oxford, and a royal commission of 6 officers were informed to report on these and to tranquilise and disabuse the alarms of the county town. But on visiting the battlefield, the officers who had fought at the battle confirmed the apparitions and even identified some of the soldiers. They saw Sir Edmund Verney, the king's standard bearer during the battle, and it said the parliamentarians chopped off his hand in order to obtain the royal standard, which, when recovered by the royalists, was said to still have Sir Edmund's dismembered hand clinging on. The officers drew up the report and named a great wonder in heaven and showed the late apparitions and the prestigious noises of the war and battles seen at Edgehill near Kington. And ever since it was published on the 23rd of January 1643, the Edgehill phantoms are the only ghosts to be officially recognised by the British Public Record Office. According to those 6 officers, the phantoms were a divine omen, doubtless a sign that his wrath against his land for these civil wars. With bodies still littering the battlefield, locals from nearby villages apparently set about retrieving them, giving them Christian burial, so their souls may find peace. And the tirade of the apparitions has supposedly ceased. However, many since have reported hearing cannon fire, battle cries, and horses' hooves echoing over the battlefield, particularly around near the anniversary of the event. So, what do you reckon to that?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
the
king sent a royal commission to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes just souls aren't at rest and aren't at peace.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to find that trying to find that peace. And those souls there, maybe still a battle, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had trouble reading that because it was written in modern English to Old English.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the meaning.
Should I have a hard enough time understanding you when you talk New English? Modern English.
I think that.
Start talking like that. I'll have no idea what you say.
Yeah, there's also a story involves the Welsh. I think it involves the Welsh Guards in the battle in World War one of the battles in World War One, and it involves one of the woods, and they're going through, and they're doing like the World War One tour, going through the battlefields. And suddenly this voice whispered in their ear, "We're still here." And they said there was nobody. They said it was in a Welsh type of accent, and there was nobody else near where they were, or around them. And a voice distinctly said, "We're still here." There's also the.
I think sometimes more credence is lent to things when multiple people hear or experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally get that. Also, trauma. A lot of traumatic events does happen. People like you say Gettysburg. That was one of the biggest battles the same amount of people who died at Gettysburg died at the Battle of Waterloo.
Mm-hmm.
And the Battle of Waterloo was a battle involving different countries. The Battle of Gettysburg only involved the Americans,
Right.
you know, or people who said they were Americans. I think so. Traumatic events do help. Sometimes they hamper. I mean, when my brother was in the army, and he served up north of England, and he served on an old World War II base, and it was an American World War II base. And they said one of the hangars was definitely haunted. There's lots of strange things, and they said they heard this massive bang. They wondered what it was, and they found a spanner embedded in the skin of a Land Rover.
Mm.
Hey, let's introduce Kane Corsa. Hey, my babe, how you doing? I hope you're well. We're here talking about ghosts, and hopefully we're going to put the willies up some people. We can't have a full stream without any sexual innuendo.
Yeah, come on, man. Nobody wants to hear about you putting your willy anywhere, man. That's scarier than any ghost story you're gonna tell. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no.
At least for me, I can't speak for the Paul's babes, but for me,
they'll give you a paddling, Vic.
What's that?
They'll give you a paddling.
What?
It's the shortest stories ever told.
Oh. Hey, so my son just heard what I said.
Yeah.
And he said Paul putting his willy somewhere is the shortest story ever told.
Remember, all I have to say to you, remember, it's not all for her pleasure, mate.
Oh man.
And it's not the size of the ship, it's the ocean and the motion, you know?
I don't sleep naked with a sickle. That is not true.
We're not talking about that.
That is not true.
Yeah, so as I was saying, a spanner was embedded in the skin of the Land Rover, and this is an army Land Rover.
Wow.
They'd have the dogs that go around the camp because there was dogs there. The dogs wouldn't go anywhere near that hangar.
Yeah.
So things like that. It was
yeah. I mean, that's also something I believe in. You know, that animals, you know, have a different sense, you know, than we have about spirits and about places, about people. You know, you can, you know, when an animal likes you, you know, that's a good thing. You can always tell.
Yeah. So I put there's for people watching, you can come. If you've got a ghost story, come up and we'll listen and we'll chat about it. You know? Well, Liz, ancient Egyptians used to think the cats were the gate were the was it the guardians of the spirit world. So there is a bit of a thing saying that cats, you know, spirituality and cats. And yeah. But yeah, so I mean, if you worked in the area I've worked in, you hear about spirits all the time. You really do, you know, if you go into an old pub. I went when my mate had the pub. He went out. He was obviously he went out and he had a date. So I was left in the pub by myself, and this is early hours of the morning, about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and he hadn't came back yet. But I woke up and I heard a full pub. I heard glasses clinking. I heard people laughing. And I just heard the noises of a busy day at the pub, and there was nobody down there. I think angels and stuff is different to ghosts, Liz, and then that'd be another subject. It's just we're not going to the religious side of things today. Just chatting about ghosts and spirits. You know, I think that delves more into angelic visitations, but that delves more into the religious side of things. I think. What do you reckon, Vic?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of it is again what we like we talked about what we grew up with, what we believe. You know, I think that has a big influence.
Yeah.
So I think things. I mean, I think things could be interpreted. I mean, just how you want. I mean, like I said, I don't really have an explanation for the things that I've experienced, or the things that I've seen, and why they happened. I mean, so my answer would be yes, like it could be. Again, when you start getting into the religious aspects of things, I mean, it is a different conversation.
Yeah.
But
that's one thing when she said angelic visitations and thought they were seeing a ghost. That's definitely a religious aspect,
right? And we talked about possibly people being possessed by demons. I mean, again, that's a little bit different than what my experiences have been, and kind of the things that you're talking about. Now, does that mean that I'm saying it can't happen? No. I think it's different. I mean, I've never been involved in anything like that, or any kind of exorcism, or except for the burning of the sage. And but we can talk. The one we talked about. We could talk about that after. But so it's different. But I mean, it's again, relatable. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's just more different, really, because if you're talking about angelic visitations, that's definitely heavily relying on the religious side.
Well, sure.
Because everybody's got their thing. If you follow Islam, it's jinns. There's a jinn there. If you follow Christianity, it's
I think a lot of times people really are just looking for explanations of things, right? And it might be religious, it might be scientific, it might be pure logic, it might be like Kristen was saying that, well, maybe I just had a loose wire. You know what I mean? And I think it's just kind of it's just kind of looking for a reason for the things that they experience. So so I think it's part. It's all. I agree with Liz. It's all part of the spiritual realm.
But it's not one. It's not one I'm going to visit today.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, maybe some other time. Because it's all to do with religion too.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to keep it just about ghosts, about just not any visitations. Just something popping up and going boo.
Right. All right. Well, let me tell kind of the whole kind of story about the story that I was telling you about the ghost or spirit that I think I actually saw.
Yeah. Okay.
We talked about it a little bit, but so kind of to set the stage for everybody who's listening, we had just bought a house. My wife and I just bought a house. The TV was old.
Kirsten's on about a TV again.
Yeah, it was old and it was haunted. That's
yeah.
So.
Kirsten, your TV there's the okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's so how solid are the ghost sightings? Okay, so okay.
Sorry.
Are they formless? Do they have form, but you can see through? Okay, so again, I'll tell my story, Liz, and Kirsten's getting into spirit now.
Hey, the pun.
No puns. No, all right, no puns.
Oh Jesus!
I got a great joke for when Brian shows up.
Was Brian coming up today?
So hopefully he'll show up because I got a great joke, but I'm waiting for him to get here. Anyway, so we just bought the house. If I remember correctly, we'd moved a few things in, but it was pretty much empty.
Yeah.
I was there alone. I was getting things ready. What I was actually doing that day was kind of taking an inventory of the house, even though we had already purchased it, but if anything, needed to be fixed or done before we had officially moving in. So, it was a split level house, and we had, it was like a dual front door, right? And it was a split level, meaning once you got inside, there was a landing, and then you had, I think it was 4 stairs that went down and 10 stairs that went up. Okay. And upstairs was kitchen. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the layout of the rest of it, but the landing is the important part. So I was downstairs doing my thing. I was like, okay, I got to go upstairs. And mind you, I'm alone in the house. So I walk up those stairs. I get to I'm walking past the landing, and I get this feeling. Now, I can't really say it was a feeling of a person being there or, what, but it was just like, huh. That was kind of odd, right? Because there was nothing there on the landing. It was completely empty. It was just this feeling of something. Yeah. So Can
I ask a question? Did you feel anything? Any drop of temperature or any sensation? Any prickly sensation or anything like that?
Yeah, it was just a feeling. I mean, I can't say a change in temperature, but just a kind of an uneasy and peculiar. And not that I was touched, like Kirsten said, she felt like she was touched. but I haven't had that feeling in a while. But again, that's a whole nother panel. We can.
Nobody put the goodies up you.
No, but it was no. Yeah, there's no. Nah, it was just kind of just a peculiar What the heck? I mean, there was nothing there, so I didn't bump it. I don't know. It was just. So I get about two steps up, and I turn back to look because of this, feeling, right? Like, what the heck? And I look back, and in the corner, where the door was, there was a figure, and I could to answer Liz's question, I could not see through it. It was a male, where he was wearing pants, he was wearing a jacket, and I want to say like a brimmed hat, like a sun hat or a Crocodile Dundee type of hat. I couldn't make out any kind of facial features, but I could tell.
Shadow? Was it more of a shadow?
No, it wasn't really a shadow because, like I said, I couldn't really see through it. I mean, it was a figure, and I couldn't make out any facial features, but I could tell by the build and the dress that it was a male, and I can tell you this: it wasn't that, sometimes just out of the corner of your eye, you think you see something.
Yes.
It wasn't that, because when I turned around, I mean, I looked at it for a good, say at least couple seconds, and I was like, what the heck? And then I got that feeling of, whoa, because my first thought, I mean, honestly, my first thought was like, holy shit, there's somebody there, like an intruder kind of, like a intruder kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, my God, I see somebody. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute, but it's not really a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it just, getting touched. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. all the days are coming up, so
just be careful of the sausage there, Kirsten. but I can tell you experiences I've had. But every time I've had that experience, Vic, I always feel like it's a bit like a dream. You're a bit like a foggy sensation.
Right.
You know my meaning?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because once I realized, like, holy shit, man, that's not really a person. That's a what? You know what I mean? And I don't know if I blinked or if I kind of shook my head, looked. I'm not even really sure what happened in that moment, and then it just wasn't there.
Yeah, wow.
And I was just like, what the? So I actually sat down on the stairs and I was like, all right, pull yourself together, man. What's going? What the hell? Man, what's going on here?
Jeez.
And at that point, I remember I was kind of cold at that point, and I was just like, I mean, I was shaken up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. It wasn't like, oh, it was no big deal. It was like, what the fuck? It was
Yeah, but
something there. I mean, it was.
yeah,
I saw it. I mean, and it wasn't a coat rack. It wasn't. You say a shadow, but there was nothing to shadow off of because there was nobody there. It was just me.
yeah. They call them shadow ghosts because they don't because
You know.
they're just like you can see the outline. You know, it's definitely
Yeah.
a man. But
Right.
you
But
can't.
I couldn't see any
Yeah.
facial features or anything
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
it's the shadow ghost. And when
Yeah.
you were talking, I was listening, and there is a thing called the Hat Man phenomenon.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Okay, so let's try and find a. Okay, so
Yeah. So I want to say like I said, like a Crocodile Dundee, not a cowboy hat, but more like like a Crocodile Dundee kind of hat. I'm not even sure what you
yeah,
should
yeah,
call that.
yeah, sounds like the Hatman. You've seen the
Yeah.
Hatman. Okay, so when you see there's one of the explanations to give. So you only see the dark figure when you're in your bed. Maybe you're just drifting off where you don't disturb from asleep. As long as you're in some stage of haziness or heavy eyed.
And again, and this was daytime, just for everybody that's
yeah.
I know
Oh, yeah,
but for everybody that's
yeah.
listening, this was maybe I don't know. I would say probably maybe about this time, probably about maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. That's something like that. No, not 5. It's too late. Probably like
So-
3, 4 o'clock. That's my thing.
This is the way the Hatman's described. The Hatman the Hatman's described in oldie timey clothes, wearing a long trench or cape, and various hats, usually a top hat, fedora, or a gaucho hat. Think southwestern cowboy. Others report a featureless dark face. He's always tall, 6 feet at minimum, and even more often, people say he's about 8 or 10 foot, forcing him to crouch. Oh, that's a bit strange.
Yeah, no, he was a normal size. I would say he was probably smaller than me. About 6 feet. I mean, if he was a normal
Okay,
size
so that
guy,
go, yeah, that's in the description of the Hatman. You've seen the Hatman ghost.
Okay, so I don't know what. So what's his? I mean, what does that? I'm not sure what that means.
Well, it's a phenomenon people have seen. It's actually a phenomenon there.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, I don't know, man. I said, I don't know. I mean, my explanation, but like I told you, was
yeah,
someone that previously lived there and
Hmm.
was just letting us know he was there. A warning, like we talked about, because we ended up having some financial problems and short sold that house, and maybe that was a warning of, hey, if you don't do this, I don't know. I don't know. That's that's kind of what I came up with. But
okay,
how
so
old
we
was
all
the
say
house?
hello. Yeah,
Yeah, the house wasn't that old. Yeah.
No. So hello, Liz. Glad to see you here. Hope you're well. I hope everything's good. Also, okay, Kirsten, I'm interested in this one now too.
That the TV would turn on. We found out it was my cat because we got. So you got a haunted cat.
Yeah.
It's just a haunted cat.
Yeah, maybe a cat like watching cat porn or something, Kirsten. And he just
so the cat was making popcorn and turning the TV on, man. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than our ghost theories.
I always look for the first theory first. Go for the first thing first.
Yeah. A cat that likes snacks and TV, or I'm starting to think the spirit seems more plausible, Kirsten. I'm afraid.
Yeah, cat was looking for the catnip.
The catnip, yeah, maybe.
I think.
But anyway,
yeah.
So anyway, so like I said, I sat there a couple minutes, kind of got my thoughts together, and what was interesting, kind of the follow, because I was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything because it's just going to is gonna freak my wife out. She was actually at that about 8 months pregnant at that time.
But
So
he
I'm
was
like,
not always,
I'm not gonna get her wound up about it.
no, I understand that. Yeah. But like you said,
So
maybe
but then my sister-in-law came, and she was like, and she came to the house, and she's kind of I don't want to say a medium. I mean, that's pushing it too far, but tarot
sensitive.
cards,
She's sensitive
spirits,
to, sensitive
yeah,
to
all
these
those.
types of things.
And she said, hey, do you guys mind? I'm getting this feeling that do you guys mind if I burn some white sage like throughout the house? And I'm like, well, what's the what I don't mind. I don't mind. I mean, but why? And she's like, well, it'll alleviate the house of any evil spirits that may be.
I mean,
And I was like, yeah, by all means, let's do that.
Yeah.
I remember my wife was like, why are you so interested in this all of a sudden? I'm like, oh, I don't know. It just sounds like a good idea. Like I said, I didn't want to say anything to her, but I just thought it was interesting that my sister-in-law felt that way, and she didn't know what had happened.
No,
So.
I mean, that's slightly racist of her, the burning white sage. She could have just said sage. We had to throw in the white. Why is white people getting burned? Why?
Well, I'm not gonna say it. I can say something funny, but I think is funny, but I'm not gonna say it.
yeah. I think that sounds really fantastic.
Yeah.
I can hear people laughing, and people look at me and go, "Oh, Paul."
Here.
And I went,
I'll put it in the back chat.
Yeah, put it in the back chat.
I'll put it in the back chat, and you tell me if I should say it or not.
Well, Vic, I'll leave this to your judgment. Now, if it's something that you think you shouldn't have said, maybe best not to say it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
Right. It's funny, but
yeah. No, that's between my eyes, and yeah.
Me and Paul will enjoy that one.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh man.
I think we could get arrested for that.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
That was a judgment call, and you made the right judgment on that one.
Yeah. That's always a good. Yeah, I agree with you. Anytime that I think, geez, should I or shouldn't I? It's probably I shouldn't.
Yeah, same here. But also talk about. I am sensitive to spirits. I don't know. Sometimes I think I seem to be drawn around spirits there. Hold on, let's see what it's running around them. Vic has a stripper ghost, a former porn star. That's one thing I don't want to think about. I don't want to see a ghost waving his willy at me. That put me right off my tee. Okay, so I remember this story, and it only happened to me the once. I remember coming back home because I used to live in Glasgow. Coming back home from my sister's wedding, and I stayed in the family home, and I remember them. I was on the couch. And I was sleeping. My mum had dogs. Unfortunately, she had them upstairs with her. And I seen this little dog. It was pacing up and down from the couch to the wall, from the couch to the wall. And I'm looking, thinking, well, it could be one of my mum's dogs. But all I can remember is just seeing his ears just walking up and down. That's all I've seen. Just dog's ears. And I'm thinking, well, or maybe it's just me imagining stuff because it was pitch black. Then suddenly, the door from the hallway to the living room opened up. And then walked this small old lady. I've never seen her before. I couldn't even describe, but I know she was a thing. She raised her finger and pointed at me. At that point, I thought, well, well, duck this for a game of soldiers. So I jumped up and I switched on the light and I fell back asleep again. My mum comes downstairs. Well, she goes, because it was on an electric meter. The house was on an electric meter, so which means I don't know if you have those in America. It's prepaid. You've got to put a card in to put money on the electricity. She goes, Paul, you know I'm on a meter. Why are you doing this? But I told this story. And they all laughed at me. They said, but it's not funny. The old woman came up and she pointed at me. But she did. She actually came. She was a really short woman. I've never seen this person. I couldn't even describe her, but she had the dog, and the dog was going up and down. And she came in and she pointed to me. And as soon as I jumped up, she disappeared, and I switched on light. And I've never. I mean, when I lived in that house, I never seen anything like that ever again. Just that one time.
Mm.
You know. It was just so weird, and I got ridiculed for the rest of the time I was down there because of that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, and I've, you tell people these things, and sometimes it makes you just out, like you said, they'll make fun of you,
Yeah.
make you out to be crazy,
Yes. I'm not crazy. I was just a bit drunk, or maybe it's because the TV was old. It was the
TV was all right. It was the cat, man. I swear, the cat was doing it.
He was watching Playcat, having a cheeky cat beer. Okay, so who's got the microwave on?
Oh, I was putting the oven on.
Okay, sound more like a microwave.
I was I was preheating the oven.
Oh, preheating. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are you cooking?
I am going to put some steak fries in right now. And
You mean chips?
Chips, yes.
Okay, chips, yeah.
And then we're going to do some, I got some leftover tri-tip that I'm going to slice and we're going to make like in the sandwiches.
You what?
Making the sandwiches, like leftover tri-tip.
I haven't got a fucking clue what that is. What is it?
Tri-tip?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cut of beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just say beef next time.
Oh, I'm my apologies.
Confusing me with American words. It's like me confusing you with the English word, like kushti.
Like what?
Kushti.
Kushting?
Kushti. We had this conversation earlier before it. Today, just now on this panel. Kushti means good.
Oh, that's right. I told you I can barely understand you in regular English. Don't pull out any new stuff on me. So what's interesting when you mentioned about the time when I saw what I saw, my feelings, that how I felt that time. There was another incident that I had where my girlfriend at the time, I was in my 20s, and she was house sitting for her aunt and uncle. Okay, and so she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be house sitting. Come down, spend the night. We can hang out today." They had a nice house, hot tub, just whatever. Come down, spend the night. We can hang out the next day. And I'm like, okay, and I was cool with her aunt and uncle. I mean, her whole family, was good with me. So anyway, so I went. We hung out, watched a movie, whatever. We go and we get into bed, and we're laying there. And I just started feeling weird, man.
Yeah.
You talking about? I started feeling kind of cold, just not really comfortable. And we had spent the night before, so it wasn't like that was anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. And I was like tripping out, man. The air started feeling heavy. You know, it was, you know, and so I'm telling her, I'm like, man, well, I don't really feel like too comfortable, man. I think kind of everything, and she was, everything's, that's okay, everything's fine, this and that. I think you don't, you feel all right, you're not cold or anything. And she's like, no, nah, kind of trying to play it off, and I'm like, man, so I got up, like you said, I turned the light on, you know, I'm like, man, I don't know, man, something, I just don't like feel right, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this went on for a little while, kind of just back and forth with her, and she's like, "Ah, it's all good. Just turn off, you know, let's come back to bed, you know, whatever." Okay, back in there, and I'm just not feeling it. And she finally, I was like, you know, what is happening here, you know? And I was like, well, I'm gonna leave, you know. And she said, no, you don't gotta leave. I was like, oh, this is something that's weird. And she was like, look, I don't want to say anything, but the house is haunted.
Wow, there you go.
I'm like, like, okay. I mean, what, like, what the hell, man? She started. I even forget what the whole backstory of somebody. I don't know if they. I forget if they killed somebody there. Someone just died. I forget what the whole backstory of it all was.
Yeah.
But I was like, so I ended up leaving. I was like, you know what? I'm just not. I can't get comfortable here. Obviously, you know, you're not feeling it. You've house sitted before. For whatever reason, they, meaning the spirits or whatever, are not comfortable with me being here.
Maybe it's just the presence. Maybe they're just letting you there. Yes, Kirsten, I do say I'm going on holiday. I don't use vacation. Vacation's an American word. As an Americanism, I say go on holiday or taking a trip or going down the road. I could be going up to Scotland and I could say I'm going down the road. And it just, yeah. Even though if I went down the road, I'd end up in France.
Yeah, going down the road works. Saying a trip has too many drug connotations.
Yeah. But maybe it's just maybe a bit more sensitive than you think on these things, Vic.
That could be. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know.
You've been through your troubles, and maybe you've. I don't know. Okay, so maybe you opened up like your supposedly spiritual eye.
Mm-hmm. Now this, I mean, most of these things happen, many years ago. The last one was was the one at the house. That was actually the last one of these things that happened, and that was with the seeing the spirit on the landing, and that's 16. Yes, Liz. I did. I packed up and got the hell out of there, man. I don't mess with ghosts. But yeah, so my son just hadn't been born yet. He said, yeah, it was almost 17 years ago. And since and then we moved down here, and I haven't experienced anything since then. But yeah, it freaked me out, man. Like I said, I mean, there's not a lot of things I'm afraid of, but hey, man, ghosts or spirits or whatever they are, it's supernatural. I can't mess with it. And so yeah, I was like, for what the feeling I got was like, if I'm just uncomfortable, they don't want me here. So
yeah.
I can get Nookie. I can get Nookie another night. Especially back then it wasn't an issue. Now I might take that risk due to lack of opportunity.
We might be talking about putting the willies up, people, but we're not talking about Nookie there, Liz.
Yeah, 30 years ago, I had more opportunities to make up for lost Nookie. These days, yeah, I might just say, yeah, screw the ghost, man. But no, but seriously, man, it was. But it was just like, man, there's this heavy, like a presence, man. It was like, man, it just felt like there was something there in that room. Like I said, it was cold. It was thick. It was, it was all those things, man, and that was
Don't
You know?
don't forget the paddle. You know what, Kirsten?
there's
I'll
no sickle. There's
yeah.
no paddle, man. There's no.
I'd
no
gladly
nothing.
take you on holiday with me, and you can have that paddle. Would you like it studded or long like a cricket bat, or you can have a ping pong paddle? Whichever you want is yours. Yeah. Okay then. That's a paddling. Oh yes, please. Yes, thank you. Not for him, not from him. No, can't have the big grey beard from the thing from Simpsons. That's Liz bringing up Nookie, isn't it?
She did. She did bring that up.
Yeah, that wasn't me, was it?
Nope. I'm trying to keep this as above board as possible.
Yeah, as ghosty as they come. Bring them all.
Yeah, but all of it.
Damn. Okay. I think my algorithm's going to take a hit for a minute. Who am I kidding? It's already there in my algorithm. Yeah, but you see, Pete, talking about spirits and ghosts, you have to be careful sometimes because when we talk about drops and changes in temperatures in the house, we've got to be careful of our surroundings, especially in England, because most of the houses, if you're talking about the old houses, they're made from wood, and if you're talking about castles, they're made from stone. Stone is not a very good heat insulator, really, is it? Keep it in the heat. And all these castles are drafty of long winding corridors. So when people say they're going through like these haunted castles and it was so cold and they could sense somebody was there, just maybe sometimes it's beep 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 beep. You're quite done there.
I was setting the timer. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, when people say they went into this castle and it was ghostly cold and going through there and they're going to stand in there in the thing and they can feel like this presence around them. And maybe it's because you're standing in a bloody corridor in the castle where there's stone around. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you've got to be careful in your surroundings, I think. Or when you're out in the graveyard and you're seeing this ghost, what time of day was it? Was it at night time? Was it daytime? You've got to be surrounded of your area and your time and where you are. Yes.
Am I still here? Yeah, I'm still
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
That's what I think anyway. Because and also people take pictures of ghosts. We've got to be careful on what ghost pictures you have. Because you could be crap holding a camera and one slight movement to bring this smudge of light, and it's not a ghost, it's just a smudge of light.
That's true.
But I do like some of the ghost pictures. Some of the ghost ones are really good. I've used some on I've used some ones on my shorts that I've done. So
I got distracted. What about your shorts?
I've done some ghost shorts.
Oh, got it. I got distracted by the chat.
Yeah. When Paul Jim said they talk with an English accent or American. Well, you know what? If you're here to troll, you can just leave, mate. I have no problems by taking people off my channel. Do I, Vic?
Absolutely not.
No. So doesn't bother me who the person is if they're. Hold on, I can't bloody see now. No, I don't do trolling.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I don't know. I don't know if he's trolling, but I thought it was funny.
No.
Be honest with you.
I don't mind a bit of trolling, but we just don't do it here. All right, I will do. Thank you. I will do. Yeah. So, have you got? There's only and peace to you too, and you look after yourself. Laters, take care. Is there any local legends where you live, Vic?
Nothing that I know of here. Like I said, the haunted Toys R Us was one, and that's actually the haunted Toys R Us is right near the Winchester Mystery House, which is kind of a local legend of San Jose too, because Winchester was is the descendants of the or the wife, I guess, had built it, invented Winchester rifles, and had this mansion built.
Yeah, and there's stairs.
Just stairs that go nowhere, and I went on a tour there. I mean, it didn't. I don't know. It didn't. It didn't do a whole lot for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's really that it's haunted or if it's just the way that it was built was kind of creepy,
no,
but
yeah,
the haunted,
because it was to confuse the ghosts.
Yeah,
the spirits of the dead.
Yeah, it's supposedly. I mean, that it was haunted because of the deaths that were caused by the guns and.
Yeah, it was a woman too. It was a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the haunted Toys R Us was right on the same. That legend goes on. It's gone on. I mean, for years of people up there talk about that. Toys opened and played with, and displays moved around in the middle of the night and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It's closed down like all the other. Toys R Us's. That was a big one.
Trying to think of a story that I haven't think. Okay. There was a person where in Rowley who got hung for a crime he didn't commit.
She had to keep building to keep the spirits pleased. That might have been. I don't remember exactly what the story of it was. I know it had to do with haunted by those that were killed by the rifles, and it had all these weird. And it was actually a really cool place as far as the architecture and the furnishings and stuff. If you're into going, looking around like mansions and stuff. I mean, I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah. I've always thought because she always thought she was cursed through the spirits.
Yeah. And they do like flashlight tours at midnight, and I'm sure Halloween they have like big things. I mean, like I said, I went through it one time, and it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay. I mean,
there's one case of where the spirit in the this is spirit in where I live. The guy got hung, and he wasn't supposed to, and got hung for a crime he didn't commit. And a person reported seeing this man with a flaming torch in his hand, and it turned out to be the spirit medium of the guy who got hung, and he had shouting "revenge, revenge." This is. I think that's more of the stupid one. I think it was probably a person came out the pub and probably seen drink again. But there's other
Right,
case. There's other cases. I did. Have you? Do you remember the Silent Paul story?
The what?
Silent Paul story.
Silent Paul? No.
Paul. Silent Paul.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so where I live, there's a collection of villages around, and these are the old villages. And near one of the villages is a place called the Silent Paul. So this is at the time of King John, and the legend is this pool is haunted. So back in the time of King John, he was a woodcutter, and he had his family living near where the pool was, and his daughter was supposed to be a rare beauty, and she went bathing in the pool. And at the time she was bathing in the pool, the king rode by, and he seen this girl, and he thought, I could have some of that. So he beckoned her over. The girl got scared, and she went deeper into the pool. The more he beckoned, the more deeper she went. And it wasn't till that she got stuck in the reeds. The king, hold on. Yep. So the king seen this, he rode off. Her brother came in, and my brother came along and seen the girl struggling, so he jumped in. The more she struggled, the more he struggled, and he got caught in the reeds too, and they both died in these reeds. And it's been reported that people have gone to the Silent Pool and seen this beautiful girl weeping in the reeds. And it's just one of the other stories out from my area. So, has anybody got any other stories too? You there, Vic? Anybody else got stories? Okay. What's happening? I don't know. So let's take that off. Anybody else want to hear any more stories? Any legends? Well, human and mother related, or mother nature related. I mean, are ghosts part of nature? The whole connotation there is that we're from this earth and we're connected to this earth. If you believe in the Bible, no, you know. Vic keeps and just Vic's probably eating. Nada. I feel you, Kirsten. I feel you. Nobody can hear you, Vic. Nobody can hear you. Yeah, that's my fan. Yeah, that's my fan. Like I said, my computer's on the go. I've probably got a couple of months left. Then it's going to die. Then it'll be ghostly. The ghost of my youth, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Vic's disappeared. Vic's having problems. I do feel you, Kirsten. I have that problem too. And Vic, that's what Arnie said too. So where do people internet guys got Vic? It's like the poltergeist dragged them into the internet. Where do people stand on ghosts? Do you believe or don't you believe? Or do you believe that in something else? Have you had any No, the ghost of Rudy's couch is not here. Damn poltergeist, that movie. Yeah, that scared me as a kid too. That movie, that was so and the tree. It was the tree that done it. Also, the tree and the clown. When the tree was trying to pull him into itself, and everybody talks about Freddy and Jason and Michael. What about that guy in Poltergeist 2? You know, that ghost of the thing came in to visit him. I believe there was an energy or something. You know, that was I think that's a perfect description. You mean sort of like an earth energy there, Kirsten? Okay, hold on. Vic is here. Vic?
Now can you guys hear me?
No, we can't hear you.
Man,
he's
that
come
was
back. Yeah, he's come back to the light. He's come back to the light.
yeah, that was weird, man. All of a sudden, like everything just stopped working. There's a ghost of Rudy's couch. Yeah, maybe.
Did Kirsten's
That was-
TV ghost visit you?
Man, maybe. That was strange, man. Like I could only see I couldn't see the new chat, and then so I restarted my phone because when I came back up, you guys said you couldn't hear me, but I was on the panel, so I thought. All right, so now you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
So where are we at? Anybody got any? There's an energy of something.
We were saying that you all got taken away into the internet like poltergeist, and that's why the thing you should come back to the light. Don't go into the light.
Don't go to the light. Yeah.
Yeah. Carol
Actually,
Ann. That's the girl's name. Carol Ann. Liz. Yeah, it's Carol Ann. Carol Ann, don't go into the light. That's my bad American accent. I do apologize. I feel rather ashamed of myself. Please forgive me. That movie is That movie is supposed to be cursed too. Did you know that, Vic?
The movie is cursed.
Yeah.
Why? Because like things have happened to the actors and stuff that have appeared in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a Steven Spielberg movie too.
That I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. It's a Steven Spielberg movie.
No. I mean, about it being haunted. I don't know.
Yeah, because the little girl Carol Ann, I can't remember her name now. She passed away when she was like 12 or 13, didn't she?
Mm.
The Indian guy. Oh no, not sorry, the Native American guy. He passed away. Yeah, there's been quite a weird thing. A lot of things happened because you know when you was pulling out the bodies in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
In that movie, you know those were real bodies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The never told anybody, but the guy who does the design set and all that couldn't get, so he got real bodies, and they never told anybody that they were real.
Hold on, I got to mute up for a second.
Okay. Yeah, Four people from the movie did pass away. The Blair Witch. That's more to do with the of suspense, wasn't it? It was more the scary bit. There's been quite a few good movies. Because I'd say Poltergeist has been the better one for the spirit. It got a bit wacky in number 3. It really did. I'm trying to think what other good. What's that movie? What's that movie where the involves a demon? And there's a demon that going for the guy, and I can't remember his saying it. Insidious. Yeah, Insidious. That's another good ghost movie. That's you got to see that one.
Yeah, the Blair Witch was a big disappointment. I went to see that one.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you didn't know, like, I guess originally when people saw it, they didn't know it was a movie. I guess then it could freak you out a little bit. But once you know it's a movie, I mean, there was nothing scary about it.
Do you remember the movie called The Entity?
The Entity?
I think it's loosely based on a real story. Where the woman was getting haunted by this ghost, and it was it would do stuff to her, and it would harm her, and it would grape her, and they tried to trap the ghost.
Oh damn!
They tried to trap it by freezing it, and they just couldn't. Like I say, I'm sure it was based on a real story. Hold on, let me see this. It was a 70s movie too. No, 1982. I always thought it was based on real stories, so I'm just going to have a look at this. Apparently not, no. You know, that was a good movie too. I like that. I remember watching that. Maybe I should have watched it as a kid because it's got quite a great graphic detail about it. But it's got Barbara Hershey in it. You know? That was another good movie. Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. That's got Bette Midler. The 3 Witches, Vic. It's 3 Witches. You know? Okay. Also, The Darkness are good movies. Yeah, I like that. I've got to be in the mood to watch that type of movie for the ghost movie, so you know.
Yeah, I never really was too much into horror movies.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, so been on for almost 2 hours. I think we can call it a night, Vic. What do you reckon?
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here, mate.
Okay. I don't know, man. My phone's. Oh, here I am. Yeah, my phone's being weird, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah,
they were about an hour and 45. It's up to you, man. I'm down to hang out, down to end it, down. I was hoping that somebody else would come up with some stories.
Yeah, so was I. But it turns out they didn't, and You know, that's a bit disappointing. Maybe I won't do so many lives. I'll just do a live once a month or something.
I don't know, man. Maybe you should try to do more.
More?
Yeah, because we can talk after if you want instead of up here.
No,
It's
we
up to
could
you.
talk on here. Talking
Oh,
about
okay.
thing.
I mean, I think when people do more, people get more into the routine of tuning in.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kirsten.
You know, I mean, and
Thank you very much.
we'll ask the
Means a
people
lot.
that are out there. I
It
mean,
really does.
Lizzie's out there, Liz, Kirsten. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you guys think? I think what happens with you guys, and I say you guys because I'm talking about Brian also. You know, if you're only live once every couple, and I know you were having some mic issues or headset or whatever. You got a little crazy with your headset, you know, and you got and you couldn't go live. I think, you know,
Yeah, I know the time wasn't available for you today.
right. No,
wasn't
but I'm just saying when
No.
because when you guys only go live like once every couple weeks, then people I don't want to say not forget, but just aren't used to maybe tuning in. But if you guys are maybe live, you know, maybe
Also,
three, maybe I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just
Also,
you know that's just
yeah.
my feeling. And I don't.
I might-
And I'm not talking about every day for like 12 hours. Let's not get this twisted. I'm just talking about more often and more consistently.
Also, I've been too harsh on people sometimes.
I mean I think so, but but I don't. I also don't know what your past is with those people or your relationship is with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Liz says yes. I say yes, but that's only based on what I'm seeing at the moment. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
And I'm not trying to like I mean ride the fence on it, but if there's something else that I don't know, then maybe not.
no, I mean,
Like I thought what Waffle said today was funny.
was
I mean,
that
I think
really
he was trying to.
Waffles?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I
See,
didn't check it, but
me and Waffles, I've got a pass though.
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And I know that I don't know exactly what it is. So I can't. So for what he said today, I thought your reaction. I don't think he was. I think he was maybe trolling a little bit, but I thought it was just being funny. But I don't know what the past is.
Yeah, he's called me several curse word names.
Oh, okay.
If that was really him, I would say I do apologize, but because we've had this past thing, just got to learn my back up a little bit.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So
again, like I said,
I didn't block him. Do you notice I didn't block him or take down the
right?
Didn't take it down, did I?
Mm-mm.
It's just because of this past thing. That's all.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, and I think that's what happens a lot with people in YouTube. Like they don't know. It used to be drum right, but people don't know what people's pasts are, and they kind of base things on what they see right now. Because there's people that I really don't agree. I really don't agree with what they're doing right now. But I have a past with them where I kind of know them and understand them, so maybe I'm a little more tolerant. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to go into the details on it, but we've had
right
on Hand Bananas channel, and I've got to first say thank you to Kirsten. Thank you, Kirsten. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and you're always welcome. But I've had a pass with him. He's called me several names, and he tried to keep it going, and I just didn't bother answering him back. So maybe it's because of that I felt like that. A bit defensive. Maybe I shouldn't be so defensive. Sometimes I have to work like that. But I'm trying to keep it like so people can have non-drama and try to make a space that anybody can come in and talk. You know,
Right.
like I say, to drama free. It may not pick the viewers, but I just want to have people. I'd like to have us where everybody can feel they don't have to go around and argue with everybody.
Right. Yeah, I mean today seemed pretty drama free.
Yeah. Oh, it was drama free. There was no, I mean, that was nothing there.
Yeah.
That was nothing. I will apologize. Like I said, if he's there watching or listening or whatever, I do apologize again. But it's because of that thing we've had in the past that when he says things like I didn't know how to take that, and I just got to nip the trolling in the bud straight away.
Right. Yeah, but as far as going, I mean, going live, less or more, I mean, like I said, I think more is good because it gives people, more of an opportunity to see what you're doing, and it keeps you more in people's mind.
Yeah. And what do you think of the shorts I've been putting out?
They're good. They're interesting.
I'm getting some really good hits on those. Really good hits. I think one of them has picked up like 2,000 odd hits on that. Obviously, because this is a small channel, you like it to grow a bit more.
Right. Hopefully, people see that and then say, "Hey, man, what's this guy?
Yeah.
What's this guy going on?" But again, and I think that's where, if you start doing some of your, your traveling stuff, or maybe make a longer video based on the short, right? Maybe like when you put out the short, say of the, like the most haunted places or the serial killer, then maybe follow that up with maybe a video where you kind of expand a little more on what we saw on the short.
I think that one will be on the other channel.
Okay.
Because that'll be more of the traveling.
Well, no, but I'm even talking. Well, I said, well, yeah, okay, but not the traveling, but maybe just expand on the shorts, right? Say you just put one out on the 5 biggest serial killers, right? Maybe pick one of those guys and then research them a little bit and do a video about like that one particular person.
So, yeah, could do that. That's a good idea there, Vic.
That way somebody that watched the shorts and then would say, "Oh, there's a video about." I forget who else. I think the Green River Killer was on there. Maybe something like that, and then see kind of where that, because I think the shorts will get you some numbers, and then I think if you do videos, because the live stuff, I mean, I don't know, from my experience and what I've seen, the live stuff isn't really for bringing up a lot of numbers. It's more for kind of highlighting the channel and your personality.
Yeah.
But if you
I will say more is always better, especially with coffee and chocolate. Liz, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. If I started eating chocolate and drinking coffee, I'd be awake all month. And you guys tell me I don't get enough sleep anyway.
Right. we always encourage you to sleep. That is true.
And I've got to thank Kirsten for her kind words. Absolutely lovely words. Thank you very much, Kirsten. I love your shorts too. The shorts you're putting out, I think they're amazing. They look really, really good. Cool. Even though the dancing is a bit mum-like, but yeah, no, that's really cool. I do always like when I see your shorts. Always watch them and give you a like for them. That is like something I do there. But yeah, I get you meaning. I get you meaning.
I gotta wash my hands real quick. I'll be back.
Okay. So more lives. Yeah, some more lives. It's good to talk to people too. I just don't want any of the negative BS that comes from it. Oh yeah, little bit of spice, little bit of spiciness. The forms of YouTube don't have a. Ooh, that's tempting. Oh yeah, you can always do that there, Kirsten. Always send me the good videos. All three forms of YouTube do not tend to have people like that. People who like shorts like them expanding into videos, then sometimes crossover. Well, not a crossover. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. The lives are there, you know. Yeah, I mean, like I say, lives would be like for. Hold on, what did I do? Okay. Yeah, so lives are good, great for talking to people. I do like doing them. Because sometimes I don't go out, and it's always good to talk. But also the time difference, it does knacker me out. To be quite fair, I do feel tired. But I managed to get one part of my essay done yesterday. That is very true, Liz. That's very true. No, Vic is washing his hands.
Okay, I'm back.
That means he either went for a number 1 or a number 2 or a number 3. I don't know what the number 3 is, but I'm afraid to ask.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah,
Let's see. It's like having 3 separate audiences. It doesn't hurt to do them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think, again, I mean, there's people that I've watched their shorts, and then I've watched kind of their full videos. Because it seems like it's kind of an expansion of what the short is, and I think that'll help. Yeah, as far as the lives, I mean, like I said, I mean, if you're more consistent, I think people then will tend to. I'm not even sure what the word is. I don't want to say remember you more, but be more inclined to, tune in. Because it seems like these days people are looking for consistency, right? The every night, the every day, and I'm not saying do it every day, but just more often. So you stay in people's consciousness.
I tell you what people do look for, and it's the drama.
Well, that for sure, yeah.
It is the drama.
And I think earlier, I think Lizzie made a good point here. See if I can find it. Remember, you started in the drama adjacent, so with that crew, they use drama, and that's true. I mean, it's tricky because I don't know what other sectors or things that you frequent, but for most of us, it's the 1A/drama kind of community that we're associated with, and the problem with that is, it's hard to kind of branch away from that. I think I'll say this though. I think the part that kind of I don't know if it rubs me wrong. I don't know if that's really if that's really the the right word is when people say, "Oh man, Paul, what a great guy Paul is." Brian, Vic, man, you guys always bring positivity. All you guys this and that, and then when you guys do your lives, a lot of people don't show up.
No, yeah, that's what gets me is people going, "Oh, we want a channel that's no drama."
Right. Yeah. I mean, if we're all such great guys, then okay, then what? I mean, maybe we're boring great guys. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Bad boys and the bad girls. Well, we don't mind a bad girl over here, do we, Vic?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. So I'm reading what Liz is saying about the sense of community. I think that's where, I think that's where Because when all this kind of first started happening, with the first one that really started doing these kind of every night lives was Joe, and I think that was a good thing because a lot of people just came to hang out, irregardless of what they thought of him, honestly, and what was going on panel. People like, seeing each other, and
Yeah.
So we'll go for the positive side of things. No, that's true. Yeah, but less screaming at no, Lizzie's right, man. Especially in this sector, people want that.
Liz has
well,
got
yeah. We could start it up, man. If you want, Paul, we can spice things up. You and I could have a beef. Get your name out there.
Fuck off.
That's a good start. That's a good start. I can start trolling you. But that's the thing, man. Like I said, what gets a little bit disheartening is when, there you go. You bring both Liz's up here. They can start telling us off, and we can start calling them skanks. And no, but it just gets disheartening when people, say
that's against my gentleman code here.
People say though, man, you guys are great guys, and we love the positivity. Oh, we love what you say, but then you don't, but then they don't come to watch. I mean, and again, I mean, I'm just a, I'm just a guest on your channel, and I always appreciate the platform to talk and the fun that we have. But I can see how it could, that it could be frustrating though. It frustrates me for you guys, if that makes sense.
I do get frustrated. It really does. It gets very disheartening too. But I also look at it and think, well, look at the things I'm doing. I've got with the shorts I've been doing. I've got another like 20 subscribers.
Yeah.
So
but look at it this way too. I mean, if you can, how much the people that are here do, how much we think of you, and what we
I do. I know. I know.
And I get it. I mean, everybody wants clicks and views and people to be here, and but just remember that we're all here, for Lizzie, but secondarily for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Liz brings all the boys to the yard. Well, no, you just said you wanted beef me, so you can fuck off then.
Yeah, I like Lizzie and Ghost, and then Paul, kind of like Paul adjacent. That's a good one.
My name's not Jason.
So just I mean, I don't know. I would suggest trying and maybe even do it at maybe try doing like different hours. You know what I mean? Try going.
It's the hours I've got. These are the hours I can do because my mind is. The reason why I'm awake most of the time is because my mind is awake at this time.
Right.
What people forget is I was a chef. And I was done split shifts. That's from 10 to 3, then from 6 to finish. And where we finish will be 10 or 11 or 12 o'clock at night. So my mind is permanently trained on staying awake at night and falling asleep really, really late and getting up with the thing. So it's the way my body clock runs. So my mind is awake. Okay,
I'm gonna take on the Mike Cerrone role. But why aren't you a chef anymore, man? What's up? How come you're not a chef now?
Well, fucking be a chef and I'll make you fucking spaghetti and meatballs, you sod.
See, we can take on man. Hey, did you hear what Paul called me? Racist motherfucker, man.
Racism. What did you say? Nothing. You didn't say nothing.
I'm gonna pull up. Paul. One of these days, man. I'm gonna get a flight, go to the airport, fly halfway around the world, and pull up on your ass.
Yeah, come ahead. Just come ahead.
Yeah,
big
what the hell? What the hell am I gonna do when I get there? Because I have no idea who you are. So then what am I gonna
guy. Yeah, 'cause, England's got over 50 odd million people.
I just start running around, man, just yelling. Hey, anybody know Paul Morrison? You know a Paul Morrison? Huh? No, not that guy. Not that Paul Morrison.
No,
Another
that
Paul
guy.
Morrison. Yeah, I used to be a chef at the. Used to be a chef with the military.
Oh,
I got a lot of haunted
no.
pubs. You know that guy?
I was never a chef in the military. I worked in a military camp.
Mm.
I was never in the army or any services.
Yes.
So no stolen valor here, yeah?
No stolen valor. No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run around, man. Pull up in England and find Paul Morrison.
Just come to the south. You know what?
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, I like doing these here. It's good, but sometimes it just does get disheartening.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Paul's Haunted Kitchen. There you go. But I agree with Liz. Liz said,
yeah, so do
up
I.
here, Liz, you said up here too. You know, looking at the drama, just have fun, man. Yeah, we have fun, and you know, maybe people will come. Maybe they won't. I don't know. I think going live more often. And again, if you're up at, some time that's, maybe, an odd time over here, you might get other people to come. I mean,
then you're going to go up
I'm
against the what I'll call the big hitters. I mean, Tommy's channel gets a lot of people watching.
Well,
now.
I mean, I'm saying like, even if you, let's see, I don't know, looking at the time difference, even if it's early morning here, it's like mid afternoon for you. You could try to go. That seems to be a pretty open time, right? Like in the mornings. I don't know.
Yeah. The trouble is, I've got to think of my university work too.
Oh.
You know, I've still got another 600 words to write for one essay, and I've got another 1,200 words to write on another one. But then again, I could be a bit more proactive on this channel too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's my suggestion. Try to make some videos based on the shorts and who's morning, Paul or ours. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Liz. I guess I was talking kind of like, like our mornings, which would be his evenings. I don't know. But I think, making some videos.
Something. I'm not looking. I mean, that's the whole point. But that's what you do when you do a YouTube channel. Is you do look for validation from others. You know, you've got to have that validation because that's when people like your channel, I think. You know, but I do understand what you mean too. I mean, I'd just like to. I work on, like, say, consumer background, so I'd like to find out what people actually like. Also, because if you talk about some things that people don't like, nobody's going to go to your channel, are they? Okay, hold on. I'm just replying to this thing.
Okay, I was just reading the comments.
You know, that's the. I mean, that is the whole thing of Yeah, I've got to do that. I'll definitely do that there. I'll have a look at that. No. Did I call you a thing? No, 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 no. I'd never say that. Vickers dropped down. Oh. But I thank everybody that is here, you know. See, Starbucks closes at 7. I'm out of smokes. Okay, Liz. Well, you have a good. You get your coffee and your smokes.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Oh,
You're
okay.
back here.
Yeah, that time I think I actually clicked a button that time.
I mean,
Let's see.
obviously, I stream because I want this channel to grow. That's why I do these shorts and do things like that too. I started it because I did want to start it for me, but then I started it because I wanted it to grow too. I would like it to grow. Because once you start,
I lost a
Sorry.
bunch of comments there somehow. Weird.
Have
I don't
you?
know. Something's funny is happening. I don't know.
Kirsten,
But-
as your ghost haunted Vic. Vic, if your TV turns itself on and turns the volume on, you can take Kirsten.
I blame the cat. I blame the cat the cat that I don't have.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I am getting tired. That's a very rarity. Hear me actually say that, isn't it?
All right, man. Get yourself some sleep. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But I'm gonna say goodnight. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Liz, OG Liz, Kirsten, and all the people like it. And Dick, it's always a pleasure to have you on here.
Yeah, man.
it's
I appreciate you, man.
It's always a pleasure to have everybody in the chat too. You know, we may not disagree, but it's like a family. You know, families don't disagree, but they always try to be there for each other.
Absolutely.
You know, we're one big internet family. But yeah, you all take care.
All right, man. Get some rest,
We'll do.
and we'll see you on the street somewhere.
Yeah, see you on the flip side.
All right, take care, brother.
You
Thank
too,
you,
mate.
man.
Look after
All right,
yourself.
bye.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Thank you all for being here. Good night.